The Biden defectors, the class of people who voted for Joe Biden in 2020, but now might not vote for him in 2024, or might in fact cross the aisle and vote for Trump, they can play a massive role in the election. They might well be large enough to swing this thing. We all know that they're out there. But let's talk about why they actually have decided to no longer support Joe Biden. And bear in mind, this is not just Democrats who supported him and now might not. It includes Republicans and independents as well. There was a significant number of Republicans who didn't like Trump back in 2020, but might return to voting for him this time around. In fact, in Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, the swing states that we're tracking, it's about 6% of registered voters. So it's not nothing. And let's take a look at what differentiates them. So voters who no longer support Biden versus those who remain disloyal. Biden defectors are more likely to think that the economy is poor. They're way, way more likely. It's like the prime driver is thinking that the economy is not doing well, wanting fundamental change, which can mean a lot of different things. Having a favorable view of Joe Rogan, dear God, being younger than age 45, definitely merits. And then you're getting to smaller changes, but using TikTok sometimes or often, saying that inflation is the reason of their choice, being unvaccinated is not actually as big of a driver as you might think, but it is there. Thinking that Biden is responsible for Roe being overturned, which is interesting, I guess. I mean, maybe they're saying that he should have passed federal legislation to enshrine it. Maybe he should have packed the court. I think there's a case to be made there, and saying that immigration is their chief reason. Now, on the other hand, and Brett, I want you to comment on all of this. The reason that they might still be loyalists, they're more likely to think that Trump is responsible for Roe being overturned, because he was. Wanting to bring politics back to normal, being white, being almost certain to vote, which I guess is a good thing for Biden, identifying as liberal, saying that abortion is the reason they're choosing, or overall being satisfied with life, which, yeah, you're gonna support an incumbent more if you're satisfied with how things are going. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the Damage Report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you.
Listen, there's I think his name was Zoller. He's a political scientist, and he's like, I wish I just had a formula where I could put things in about the world at the time and just say who's going to be the next president. And he's very good at it. And this was probably late 90s, early 2000s. So when I was in college, and he was like, all right, so how do I weight things? And he's like, it works the best when I weight the economy the highest.
Yep.
And that's it. So I think a lot of it is just the economy. Now, back in the end of the Trump era, everybody was just like, I hate it here. I hate it here. My life sucks. I can't go outside, and the economy's in free fall. And that was what swung it. That and Trump's just so annoying, and he's just too much. Now, looks like the people who think the economy's not doing well are the ones that are switching their vote. Now, it's harder for an incumbent to convince people that the economy is doing well than it is for someone who's not in power to convince people the economy is doing poorly. And so that's why, and that usually happens about 2 years in with the House of Representatives since like 1998. But that's essentially where it's at. It all makes sense to me, except for the younger than age 45. I don't know why you pick 45, but I think that's supposed to be just like suburban moms.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, look, I think that makes all the sense in the world. Especially if you voted for him so that the economy would improve, and the economy was doing terrible in the last part of Trump's term. And then if it hasn't improved for you, and for a lot of people it hasn't, a bunch of numbers have gone up, but that doesn't mean anything if it hasn't affected you, then yeah, you're gonna wanna switch back. And it is pointless to point out that they are not going to like what they get. Like, they're not gonna get tax cuts from Trump. That's just not how it's going to go. And we might well have another crash, as we have after basically every Republican for the last few decades. So, but it doesn't matter. You can say that, but they're still angry and they don't see a point in staying with Biden. So this is what he needs to focus on, I think, is some of these. He needs to try to message about the economy, boost it where possible. Maybe indicate that like some sort of change is coming by putting forward a platform, and in whatever way possible, try to seem more like Joe Rogan. If he can do those three things, then I think he might be able to win this thing. But obviously there are a lot of challenges that remain. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.